Good evening. No. This is Nate and Beth doing our second review of the Friday the 13th series. We just got done watching episode 2, The Poison Pen. Your thoughts?
Well, I will admit, obviously I kind of got hooked on, the deadly doll and stuff. And I guess, obviously, they're going to make the first episode, they got to make it, you know, grab your attention because it's the first episode. And so, admittedly, this one was, and also taking place in a whatever, monastery. Didn't exactly do a whole hell of a lot for me, but so.
Oh, it's such choice of words.
Oh, forgive me. But so it's about some crooked guy in a monastery who how did he know he ended up with this pen where
Oh, they explain that.
okay, maybe
The
you can
person that's in solitude was dubbed like the Angel of Death or whatever. I can't remember his exact name. But he was going to be sent to prison for killing his business partner because everything he wrote with this quill that was sold to him by the shop came true. And to seek solitude and to have evil being done in secret, he got pulled into the Brotherhood. And that's kind of just keep him alive.
and this evil guy found out about the pen, so then
Yeah, he found out the power of the pen and decided to keep him in seclusion at the monastery so he can do his evil bidding. To get power, to get placed where he was on the council. And then,
well, wasn't his grand plan to get the place sold to make money, the monastery sold to make money?
right, that was how it began.
I don't understand
The
why he
real
didn't
estate.
just do that from
Because it had to
get-go.
be a unanimous vote.
Everyone did. So he wanted to kill the people opposed
Yep.
to it. So this crooked guy in a monastery found out about this pen that when you write what you want to have happen and put the certain people's names on it, it happens. So he wanted to kill all opposing people to his idea to sell this place so he could sell it and make a fortune.
Yeah.
And rip down this sacred monastery and
put
build
up a condominium.
Mm. Oh, was that loud?
A little bit.
Her ears are right by my face. You're loud too, because your face is right by my ears.
Oh, I'm trying to speak up so they can hear me.
Yeah, and that's why you're loud. But yeah, so this one, obviously it was kind of goofy because
The main characters, Mickey turned into a boy monk.
they wrapped her breasts, which is just kind of a little predictive programming for the age we're now in. And the female character played a
monk with a vow of silence.
Yeah. So admittedly this wasn't, in my opinion, as great as the Inheritance. But see, the thing about the Inheritance is that there was so much to tell, introducing characters and stuff, that it was, I guess,
had to be
more
more
interesting. Yeah, but it was still fun. And let's face it,
There were 3 kills in this one.
Oh, and also, before I forget to mention, this one featured very briefly the guy. See, these are probably filmed in Canada, so it features the guy from My Bloody Valentine, who was the father of TJ, who owned the Haniger mine, which was kind of fun. He was in it for a while as a monk or whatever, and
there's the history lesson.
ended up getting decapitated. And at the end, I will say it was really cool with this, when the bad guy...
They tricked him. The older guy got the bill of sale that was just signed by him and the real estate person, and he hadn't submitted the paperwork yet, so he took the bill of sale and gave him the paper for the bill of sale.
Folded over? Wasn't his signature folded over?
His signature was folded over to the back so he couldn't read it. So they did the switch and then ended up giving him back the real pen. And then he wrote out this grim demise of the people whose name shall be forthright. and the old guy flipped over the paperwork and said you shouldn't write on something you've already signed, so his name was already on the paperwork, and so the guillotine blade was just flying and chopping stuff
It
up.
almost, yeah, it almost looked like computer graphics guillotine blade. It was kind of interesting for
Mhm.
'87 how they did the flying guillotine blade, which came loose from the guillotine and
That was pretty
was
cool, you
flying
have to
around.
admit that. And then
Yeah.
they did the whole, he's standing there because he ran into, the blade had got stuck into a wall, and then he's like, ha ha ha, I guess it's foolproof. And then the blade all of a sudden shows up behind him, and they're like, oh, behind you. Oh, I'm not going to fall for that trick.
Ugh.
Good timing.
And then he gets it.
He gets it in the back. So, a lot of filler, but again,
Yeah,
you're still explaining the characters.
it's inevitable to have filler because, like I say, one of the things that made the first episode go by
Oh,
better
we
is
forgot to
because
mention. We forgot to mention that one of the brothers that was a spy overheard the mean, evil monastery person talking to the real estate person and decided to help out the good guys.
yeah,
So that was a pretty fun twist.
yeah.
So that's my piece on it. I liked it.
Okay, I think we both can agree it wasn't as amazing as The Inheritance, but
No, but I think it's noteworthy for the show. I mean, it's PG-13. It's on television.
it's not PG-13, it's
PG.
PG, it's on the show.
It was on at 7 or 8 o'clock at night, so the kiddies should have been in bed before it aired. So I liked it. Not as intriguing as The Inheritance, but still,
We're gonna keep watching the show because
still
I
pretty cool.
paid through the nose for it. So, oh, and another thing about the DVD presentation of this show, Beth may not have noticed, but and I quickly comment on because there's a lot of complaints about the show looking dodgy because of whatever the budget or just the era and stuff. And this one, they do look, not that amazing, but they're definitely live with the bull. If you're familiar with the War of the Worlds TV series on DVD, it's pretty much the same. But this one had a little bit of like video noise on it in certain dark scenes. I noticed, if in case anyone's wondering, but if they, you just have to expect late '80s low budget TV. They don't look as
They
bad as
can't
I think
have
a lot of people.
They can't have 2000 technology in the 80s.
Yeah, I don't know why people complain about TV from the '80s on DVD. It's like standard definition. I don't know if these were shot on video and transferred to film. I don't know, but I just thought I'd make a little note about the video aspect of the DVDs that are put out by whatever, Paramount, CBS, whatever, but
But see, when you're watching these series from the different eras, you have to put yourself in that era, or else
yeah.
you're going to be disappointed.
And I guess while you're even on that mindset, maybe the little bit of noise interference on this episode actually harkens back to how it would be with on TV with the not a perfect
Yeah,
TV rabbit ears reception.
exactly. So when you're watching this series, you just have to put yourself in the 80s and just revert your life back to that time and enjoy it. I mean, it's pretty fun. I like it.
Yeah.
This is an episode I had never seen too, so I mean,
So had you never seen Inheritance, correct?
right.
So then,
Well,
as we go on,
I'm
you
the
can
baby
say
of the family,
as
so
we-
they put me to bed before this came on.
as we go on, you can say if we ever come across one you've seen
Right.
that I remember parts of this.
Yeah.
What's so funny? I'm screen saving the TV with the episode right now, and it just went by the woman was taking a shower. John D. LeMay character was because it was a communal shower, in which they made a joke about, and John D. LeMay character was guarding the shower entrance so no one else would go in and see her taking a shower, but. There's a peephole in the shower, which is like, okay, so all these guys are staring at each other in the shower. It's like, well, it's a monastery. What else do you expect?
Yeah.
But yeah, admittedly, for me, the environment and the subject matter was not amazing. But as we're looking at it in mute right now, the lighting and the
But
candle
again,
lighting
you
and
have to
stuff
put
is
yourself in that time zone. You have to put yourself
time era.
time era, and you just have to travel back to the 80s when this was first made and just realize this is pretty cutting edge
Well,
with the computer graphics.
especially with that flying
Mm-hmm.
blade, yeah, that's fun.
I mean, they don't have a lot of it because it was probably really expensive. But all in all, I liked it. It brings me back to being, what, 8 years old and sneaking out of bed to watch it.
10. Well, unless you were watching reruns, right? Were you watching it when it was new? Probably.
I don't remember the year, but I know I was young and I was put to bed first, and my brother and sister got to stay up late. You'll get nightmares. Whatever. So I grew up to be this morbid horror film loving child who has no glitches.
Mm-hmm.
I've said my piece. Any final words?
No, that's pretty much it. You know, well, I don't regret buying the show. It was fun. I was a little put off at first, but they managed to do things to keep your interest. Though it's funny how the one guy at the beginning was suicided off the building. He had thought it. This guy gets levitated off the roof, and at first he was like, "Oh yay, this is
A sign
some
from God.
holy thing," until he starts floating out. And he looks down, and he sees the ground. He's like, "Holy shit!" And he was just dropped onto something in the graveyard or something. They were cleaning it later on, but I mean, it has this episode had the goofy kind of stuff that the first one did, so that was fun. And it's funny because that woman who's posing as a man, there'll be scenes where they're outside in the
Talking.
courtyard and other people are around, and she's just yelling, like, okay, well they'd probably hear her, but whatever. TV show, 87. It's just funny, but yeah, I guess we're good. Friday the 13th, season 1, episode 2,
I say I give it a thumbs up.
the poison pen.
I give it a hitchhiker.
Oh yeah, I don't know if I'm really.
He gives it a half hitch.
My thumb can be like in between level and up, so like
He gives a half height.
it's a slanted.
Pointing up.
It's my thumb is
Three
at an
quarter-
angle.
Three
Yeah,
three quarter
3/4 thumb up.
3/4 up. Yeah.
3/4 position up. All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. We'll see you on the next.
Oh, we should say the title of the next one.
Do we know? Oh, I can just look at.
We can
Why do
probably
we
just
have
look
to
at the
say the
menu.
title of it? Cupid's Quiver.
Ooh.
That's kind of perverted title. Quiver.
It's where the arrows go.
Oh, okay. Damn it.
Till next time.